right, what's good? What's good, man? Let's get into it. Breaking news that just broke yesterday, man. So the Lakers are not going to be signing Dan Harley. I think that's his name, Dan Harley, to the contract. He says no to over $70 million. Do you know how pathetic of a franchise you have to be to say for a guy to say no to $7 million? Or like how dysfunctional you have to be for a guy to say no to $7 million? I mean, when I heard that price, I'm like, what? He said no to that? How dysfunctional are the Lakers? That is beyond crazy to me, man. So, it is what it is. We're gonna get into a dive in that, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, y'all, I'm doing something right now. Bam, there we go. We are good. All right, let's get into it. Let me share my screen. So Dan Harley says no to the $70 million contract that the Lakers have offered him. And I had a feeling that listen, I was gonna do a thumbnail, I was gonna do the whole video about this, but I'm like, you know what? You never know. The Most High, God is making me be patient. He's testing me, putting me through trials, tribulations to be patient. So I'm like, you know what, God, I'm gonna be patient. I apologize for messing up my words right there. The Most High, I'm gonna be patient. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to wait. But I just had a feeling that he was gonna say no to the job. Because, I mean, he's at UConn. Isn't UConn one of the best schools, best college programs out there? He's actually winning. He's making it to the Final Four. Wasn't UConn the championship? I don't know. I'm going to keep it real with you. College hoops, and that's another thing. I should probably make a video about that. The NBA needs to fix college basketball because it is beyond horrible. But besides that point, isn't UConn one of the best college programs out there? And I'm pretty sure he's making good money there. Why would he want to go to dysfunction and ruin his reputation with the Lakers? I mean, because let's be for real, man. Who wants to go to the Lakers? Let's talk about it. So, number one, this confirms that JJ Redick most likely will be the coach. He's most likely going to be the coach. I'll be surprised. It wouldn't shock me, but I'll be surprised if they didn't hire him. Because weren't they talking about getting him earlier? They were talking about him getting him last year. You know what I'm saying? And who wants to be with a team with an aging LeBron James who wants to play with his son? And let's be for real. If you're Dan Harley, right? Think about your future. You know that coaches always have a bad rep. Say like you're a successful college coach, right? You go to the NBA and it fails. That record, even though it's in the NBA, even though there's different circumstances to everything, other jobs and whether it's college or the NBA look at that like, dang, well, you were good at UConn, but you went to the Lakers and you were horrible. Especially with a superstar like LeBron James, you were still horrible. And with Anthony Davis, who's top 15-ish in that range, you were still horrible, bro. Why would he want to do that? For what? Why would he want to ruin his reputation to go coach a 40-year-old who's about to retire, Bronny, who's not even that good, and Anthony Davis? And by the way, are we sure after LeBron James retires or leaves the Lakers, are we sure Anthony Davis ain't going to demand a trade? Are we sure about that? I mean, listen, we all know AD's he's not the guy. He wants to follow somebody. Are we sure if LeBron James retires or leaves, are we sure he won't demand a trade to Golden State so he can follow Steph Curry's lead? He won't go to Miami to follow Jimmy Butler's lead if they bring him back. He won't go to the Mavericks to follow Luka and Kyrie's lead. Or even go to Boston, to be honest with you. Remember there was talks about him going to Boston? And if you're Dan Harley, why would you want to be there? For what? Why would you want to be there? For what? You don't gain nothing. Also, the organization is beyond horrible. Like take away the fact that the roster is not that good and won't be good, especially when LeBron James leaves. Why would you want to go there? Jeannie Buss is a clown. She's a dizzy head woman. You got Rob Pelinka, who's an idiot, who's just a flat-out idiot. You got Magic Johnson out there somewhere throwing his quote ideas. This is listen, I don't blame Dan Harley. Me and my co-host CEO on the Unfiltered Sports Podcast, we're talking about this. By the way, the Unfiltered Sports Podcast, best podcast out there. Make sure to subscribe, to listen to it every single Sunday. But CEO said this is the best scenario for the Lakers. And when CEO was explaining this point, I asked CEO, I'm like, CEO, this might be the best scenario for the Lakers, but is this the best scenario for Dan Harley? And Hurley, is that how you pronounce Hurley? Hurley. And he said, no, this is not a good scenario for Dan Hurley. He should stay in UConn because other jobs might be good, and UConn is one of the best college teams out there. And I agree with him. That's where I was going with it. It's like, why would you want to go to the Lakers? Jeannie Buss is an idiot. She don't know anything about hoops. She's a clown. She is an utter dummy. Ever since her father, listen, let's keep it real. Ever since Dr. Buss died, whatever his name is, Jerry Buss, somewhere around there, something along those lines. Ever since he died, his sons have taken over. It failed, and his daughter took it over because she's even worse. No one gives her smoke because she's a woman, and no one wants to be canceled. But I don't care because you can't cancel me because you just can't cancel me. But at the same time, she's just a dizzy head woman who doesn't know what she's doing. She failed. I mean, listen, look, I'm not gonna sit here and say LeBron doesn't have influence on the team, but at the same time, you gotta make better decisions as an owner. And then you have Rob Pelinka, who's an utter clown himself, too. He's a beyond clown himself, too. And if you're Dan Hurley, why would you leave a good situation with UConn, ruin your reputation, and wait for a better job to open up? My Knicks, if Thibodeau gets, which he should get fired, but if he gets fired, hey, the Knicks are a better scenario. The Minnesota Timberwolves, they might fire their coach. You get Ant, you get Rudy, you get Karl Anthony Towns. Who else? Who else off the top of my head? I can't really think of anybody off the top of my head that's a good scenario. But the whole point is this, is that the simple fact that he denied $70 million should tell you everything. Should tell you everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, man. I don't blame Dan Hurley because once again, this confirms that JJ Redick is going to be the coach, and number two, that LeBron James is leaving or retiring, and if they draft Bronny, you're going to have a guy who's 6'1" that can't even average 5 points in NCAA, and you're going to have a Anthony Davis who might leave. Oh, matter of fact, I even brought up. I'll bring this up. Are we sure Anthony Davis won't go back to the Pelicans? Be led by Zion and CJ and them boys? Are we sure? And the Lakers get those first-round picks back? And Dan Hurley's not going to have say on who they draft because Rob Pelinka thinks he's a genius and thinks he knows better than the coaches. Or he thinks he knows better than everybody. And Dan Hurley, speaking of the Pelicans, I think the Pelicans just fired their coach. Why not go to the Pelicans? Zion, CJ, maybe AD, Jonas Valanciunas, Hassan Jones. You have Jose Avocado, whatever his name is, coming off the bench. Listen, the Pelicans are just, if Zion stays healthy, they beat OKC. You know what I'm saying? Why not coach there? Other than that, why would you want to go to the Lakers? It's a clown show over there. And that's what the Lakers are. They're a bunch of clowns, just like their fan base. Bunch of clowns. You know what I'm saying? But, Dan Hurley made the right decision, stay in UConn for a year. Or, you know what? Maybe he's, trying to figure out what's going on in the NBA because, once again, I think the Pelicans fired their coach. OKC might fire their coach. You're telling me you rather go coach in LA than have SGA, Chet, maybe KD, Williams and them boys? Please. So I guess, you know what, JJ Redick, congratulations. You're about to have your first head coaching job. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be coaching next to your boy LeBron, his son, and Anthony Davis. So, good luck, bro. Good luck. As it goes for Dan Hurley, see what you can get out there. If not, good luck in UConn. But, it is what it is. That's my thoughts. What are yours? What's your thoughts on this news? Are you guys shocked that he didn't take the job for the Lakers? And where do you think he will go, or do you think he'll stay in UConn? RJ out.